And we should be live. We are live. Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Jedi Academy here on RSG. The Q&A show we do every Saturday at this time, where we do nothing but answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the middle of the game, brought to you by Capital Games. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. Welcome you guys into another edition of the show. Oh, what number are we on? 368? All right, we're getting there. So yeah, it's pretty simple. This is a Q&A show. I just spend some time answering any questions you guys have. You can do whatever, any questions you want. It's real simple. If you have a question you want to pose to me, feel free to get that in the chat. Just put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, or statement. It helps me identify your questions a little bit easier. And I will get to those questions in the order that they come in. Same we've been doing for 368 episodes, apparently. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, do all that stuff, and also give your greeting. You say hi to me, say hi to all the other skewers, and I will shout you out. I always like to say thank you for being here. You can be watching anything else, but you're here, and I appreciate it. So, I had a fun Friday stream yesterday. Thanks to everybody that came out. It was a lot of fun, and glad to have everybody here. GAC was yesterday. You were there, Bazinga. You saw me do GAC. Yeah, we talked about it. You didn't even want to do your fight. You just wanted to go in, you got 72 and called it a day or something like that. See, I remember these things, Bazinga. Vaguely? Okay. We must be on Liberty. Yeah, we did. Had some interesting things happen in GAC. Surprising enough. Counters we've been using the whole time. This went a little sideways. Bane went sideways against the Queen Amidala team here, and it ended up we had to. I tried to nickel and dime it just because I didn't want to go hard. I didn't know what he had in the back, so we nickel and dime that went down. The Balin fight was interesting. Balin with our normal team with Kira and everything, we just murderized the entire team, and then it was just Ahsoka left, and she just got angry and killed the living snot out of us. And then in the north, be careful of this Finn team with a 25% turn meter cron with using your Star Killer. Most times Star Killer eats us alive, but if they go first, we got our ass handed to us. And then we try, and then after was just, we got the turn meter loop on it. You know, what do you do? It's just one of those things where if you can't dispel, like I use CLS and it easily destroys Afra, but then the droids get into the DI status and it's pretty bad. Batman says, hi Ranger, what's up with Batman? I won't be on many more streams for the next couple weeks. My mental state took a significant dip and I am struggling terribly. Everything got worse. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Hopefully you're getting help. I'm no stranger to getting help, especially in the mental area. So absolutely, you got to do what you got to do, buddy. I mean, we'll be here. You have friends here, people that like hanging out here with you. So, you know, you've got a place of safety and security here. But you got to do what you got to do. And if you can't be here, that's okay. If you're working on your real life stuff and you're having to deal with some things, it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And thank you for sharing that with us, Batman. Hope everything's okay. Well, obviously it's not, but I hope it gets better for you, man. And we're here for you if you need anything. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that, bud. But let's take it for someone that's been through hell and back on this earth. It always gets better, man. Trust me, I've been through some things myself. Trust me, bud. It always gets better. Even when you think you're at your lowest, trust me, the next minute, the next hour, the next day, you know, just try to find those moments and you'll find them. You'll go through it. You're still young enough to know and experience. There's a lot of joy out there. Yeah, life can gut punch you. It gut punches all of us, and we have our stresses and things that we go through. But trust me, just you put your head down through the tough times, and then you keep your head up and enjoy the good times. And yeah, you need anything, Batman, just let me know. We're here for you, and keep your grades up. You're welcome, Batman. Okay, bud. You do what you got to do, and we'll be here for you. Hello, Preload, my old friend. RenTG says, good morning, Ranger and Skewer. Sorry I missed the end of your stream. I had an outage right before we get started. Always that were. It's okay. It's totally fine. We're glad to have you hang out with us, RenTG, as always. Glad to have you here now. Yeah, we had fun yesterday. Yeah, it was really strange. GAC was just it's just one of those things. You have those you just have those GACs where the RNG is just not with you. And we've been kind of on a hot streak, so it happens. I have no doubt that our opponent will. I don't know what our opponent's going to do. They may just do one battle and give up, or they may full clear, which I have no doubt that they will. And then we'll most likely take the L, and that's okay. You got to lose some to learn to get better, and then you can win some more. So losses are just as important as your victories. But yeah, that was really strange things that went on last night. I'm just scratching my head on a couple of those fights. The DI one is just unfortunate. It's a mechanic in the game that I absolutely abhor and hate, and wish they would change that, because there's no reason that should be a thing where you lose because of a timeout mechanic. That's trash, right? It's one thing to get timed out because you just, the battle's tough and health protection and all that stuff, and it's just a grinding battle. But when it's just something like DI and your troopers and or your CLS team can't do a damn thing but sit there and stare at the droidica or the droids or whatever that are just sitting there in DI, and you can't do a thing because even on their basics they turn meter, so you're just kind of like, I see what you did there. I don't like it. So it's frustrating. I mean, in hindsight, I could use a different team, but it's all good. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Welcome to the Saturday morning of the Jedi Academy. Glad to have you guys here. Hope you are doing well. Remember, this is the Jedi Academy, so get your questions in and make sure you put the word question for your actual question, comment, or statement. Hey, what else? 73. Good morning, my friend. Yeah, I was just reiterating what happened in GAC yesterday. As you can see, we're working on Apo, and we'll get him to Relic 9. We're going to do all the new stuff to Relic 9, especially with the Air Knight battles and stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those strange things. We just had strange RNG last night there. What else? 73. I can't really explain it, man. Same teams we've been using, like, Mercenaries against Ahsoka. Took out all four, like, almost immediately. Then Ahsoka got angry and just beat our ass to death, dude, on that team. It was ridiculous. And then I nickeled and dimed. After Bane lost, it was surprising. I used Gas Rex afterwards because we took out Echo with Bane on the first turn, and then Bane just got slaughtered, right? I tried Gas Rex, and that didn't seem to go over very well. So we put a dinky team together and took that out. And then, unfortunately, against the After team, we got caught in the goddamn turn meter loop again. And then the Finn team, when they were Star Killer, which is normally what you want to use, but they had 25% turn meter and just destroyed us. So got to be a little bit more aware and cognizant if that team has that 25% turn meter. We'll have to go a little bit different team on that. Gas was easy, Grievous was easy. The back wall we had no difficulty, and we got 65 on all the back wall on all these characters. So SRKR versus Lord Vader, because I wanted to try it out with Oppo. With the Kron, SLKR ate this for breakfast, man, and just destroyed it. With Rey, it was really good. And then we used Gungans here. That was easy 65, and then yeah. So it was interesting. And then punishing one again. Fleet got us a 2. I forgot about this. We have the higher, faster Dengar. Doesn't matter. They went first, and it was like, really? Damn it. So I hate the punishing one. Yeah, I think on offense I don't know. We got to get. I think Oppo's a great piece, and I think that on offense, because the AI does things differently, he could be really fantastic on offense, Lord Vader. But until we get the other clones, I don't know how valuable he's going to be. We need the whole team put together to really make sense of what that Kron is and stuff like that. Yeah, SRKR had no difficulty with it. Now, I know on offense, people have been reporting about beating GMKs, things of that nature, and that makes total sense. But yeah. I think we need the other pieces on the board for Lord Vader, and then we can assess his defensive or offensive capabilities. So yeah. Yeah, GC was interesting yesterday. So our opponent will attack, they should win, and that's okay. We're currently 6-1, probably going to be 6-2. You never know. I mean, our teams have been getting holds on defense. So yeah. Some nasty results last night, but that's okay. We got some good information from it, and we can use that moving forward in our other JAC, and that's OKK. So yeah, we wait. Apo, I should have him Monday. We'll take him to Relic 9. We'll pop him immediately to Relic 9 for the stuff, and then we'll get into Conquest. We'll work on the next clone and Jakasanu. They'll both be going to Relic 9. And start getting all those teams up and ready for the raid and stuff. And we've got the Night Era stuff coming as well. I don't know what you want to call them. Marquee Assault battles, special battles, okie dokie battles. I don't know. Extra battles. The other battles. I'm not sure what this is going to entail, but prizes are just like the assault battles, like the brother, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, or the Night Trooper brothers, for that. So we'll see how the event is. We'll do it, and then you guys can make an assessment on if you want to make those investments or not. Thing is the new events are supposed to be coming back, and they're coming hard charging, and then after that it goes down to 1, and then it's to TBD from what we read with Capital Games. So interesting. So we'll see. But good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are out there. Hope you guys are doing well. Early Saturday morning, get your questions in, do all the stuff. We'll go for a little while here on Jedi Academy this morning. Not much to go on. We're in the little downturn, getting the end of 5v5 GAC, and then Monday we'll start the hell day of Conquest and TB and end of GAC and just everything. Oh, God. Hey, it's pretty fly for White 425 says good morning, Ranger. Good morning, my friend. Ranger. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it, my friend.
But I do not walk the way.
You have to go through the introductory thing with the armor again, White Fly. I can't do anything about it. She's very particular about these things.
No, I have not.
Yeah.
Then
I'm
you
sorry.
may join
I know you bathe. I know you wear your helmet. It's all good, White Fly. Thanks, Armor. Yeah, he knows.
You may leave.
I think he knows he can leave at any time. Thank you. Thank you. Please go away. All right. Good morning, White Fly 425. Good to see you here, my friend. We're just doing a little Jedi Academy, answering your Swuggle questions. If you have any questions about GAC or anything on your mind about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, this is the show for it. We answer any questions that you have. So pop those questions into the chat, and we will get those scooped up and read. There you go. The Apple Crystal Packs will be here after Arab Battle, right? Let me look. I don't know. Yes, they will. The 1 pack ends in 3 days. That's the 100 token one. Yeah, but those will be here for a while. So yeah, if you want to make the big push, you can. I didn't even notice that. Good observation there, Howie. They definitely will. The 5-card pull and all this stuff. Hey, Jedi Rule. There you are, buddy. How's it going? Says, hey, from San Diego. What's going on, man? The slicing pack in the store is one of the worst values I've seen. Probably. Yeah, this... that's 10,000 crystals. That's not worth it. I agree with you. That's when you're talking about the Slice Energy set 2-pack. Yeah. Not a fan. Especially when you can just farm, you know, mod battles. When you get to that point, you can get a lot of that stuff from other places. I don't know. I if slicing was more guaranteed on the slices with the mods and stuff, I would say maybe. Not the slice of bundle. There's another one. Did I miss it? Slice of bundle is mad. They even dropped the price from the first time. Oh, this slice of bundle thing. Okay, this one. Yeah. So let's see, $7.99, or make it 15, or make it what, 30 in total? And the signal data isn't. It's early, yeah, I know. So total 15, 14, 29, about with tax, $30 in total. Some Biddle's impulse detector arrow magnifier. Well, I guess that could be situational, right? And that's subjective. This not just 10,000 crystal one. Hell no, that is not good. Yeah, you could stop the slice of bundle at tier 2. Zimbiddle's impulse detectors and arrow magnifiers is not bad for all that for $30. Again, it's situational, right? It's 24. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking at it, I could see how that, yeah. Did I do the Galactic Challenge yet? I have not done the Galactic Challenge yet. What is it? Night Sisters, bonus for Clone Troopers. I'm down to do it. Jedi rules. Let's see. What do you want me to use here? You did 501st with Captain Rex. It was rough. Ugh. I mean, we can pick a clone trooper team here. We've got all of them. So, probably not Bad Batch. I don't know. We have the new mercenary Bad Batch. I don't know how they would stack up. Oh, they're not even clones. Never mind. They're mercenaries. I did OG Bad Batch with Captain Rex. It says Frozen Italiano, and it was super easy. Okay, let's give that a shot. So we want to go Hunter, you, Captain Rex. I did OG Bad Batch with Captain Rex. I'm assuming Wrecker is the 5th here. Frozen Italiano. Omega can be good at times, but yeah. He's very niche there, Frozen Italiano. Okay, so Hunter, Tech, Echo, Captain Rex, Wrecker. Does this look good there, Frozen Italiano? Jedi rolls. All right, well, we'll give it a shot here. I don't know what's going to happen. Galactic Challenge. That's annoying. A lie. And he got death marked? Guess for Wrecker's incapable of taunting. There you go. Zombie being in here is really annoying. Alright. I know Marin's gotta die here, but Jesus Christ. This is not good. Yeah, they keep getting death marked. Alright. Should we win? Someone donates, I guess. The Captain Pig, Grand Pigus. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. How do I want to approach this? Yours were actually a bit too fast, and my match housing went first and got the mark right away. We fell downhill from here. Yeah, I mean, I apologize. I have my characters modded a certain way. Do we want to just do basics first, or does that give death mark? That does give death mark right away. Okay, so we want to use their abilities and let them do some. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. We do want to use specials. All right, so doing that will not get us that. Yeah, do that. We don't want to get death mark first. He still got death mark. He used a special. Now, why are you not getting the death? Oh, okay, still has the death mark on it. Doing her shit. Okay, she's out, but we can't do anything to her. This is just fucking annoying. Okay, she got the death mark. Good. Okay, that's... Okay, she got death mark. Okay, he's gonna do something. Good. Okay. Where is it? Okay, we got it. Saitama, the One Punch Man. Hello over on YouTube. We're just figuring out this Galactic Channel, so we could turn battle. Okay, with the episode pass. Okay, well, that was fun. It's not me, so I have to win with 6-star output to get more rewards. Is Delta Squad in the game yet? No, we just have Appo at the moment. We don't have anything else new announced. There's Saitama, but we did have a list of all the stuff coming out. So for the next 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, we know there's more clones coming, and we do know a couple more clones, and we also know that there's 2 Jedi Vanguard. We haven't been given names or anything. There's been some stuff in the Sluggo events, data mine stuff, but yeah, that's all we know right now. We know that it's Appo and CX2, which is from Bad Batch Season 3. All we know at the moment. Alright, then I'll go back and do an Appo run there. Yeah, I was trying to... Yeah, Frozen Italiano. It's one of those things when I forgot about the, the death mark thing, but you just got to time it out with your which abilities and stuff. So you saw I was kind of holding back a little bit and letting them do that once Captain Rex went down. So yeah. Yes, Saitama, the raid that we get to go and invade the Jedi Temple. Jesus, Lord Vader with the clones, don't remind me. I'm excited for the raid and the new characters and all that stuff, but I'm like, oh, come on, man. I was kind of upset about that. I was like, that sucks. Yeah, that's a manipulation one that, with the clones and stuff, right? So it's annoying, but you just have to... Forgot about that death mark mechanic on that galactic challenge. So yeah, I'll get some more Appo shards today, and then I will continue my path down there. I'm going to Saitama be doing all the new characters 2-9. Our good friend GLD donated and said, yeah, hey, do this for because originally he wanted me to do Trench, but then we got the announcement of the Night Era stuff and everything, and he's like, yeah, let's. And I was like, can we switch it? I just do all the new stuff. He's like, yeah, we'll save Trench for later. But I did in trade say I'll take Trench to Relic 1, and we did, and so we got Trench to Relic 1, but we'll finish him later. In fact, let's just take him off. We'll come back to you, Trenchy Poo Poo. We got newer stuff to focus on. So yeah, we'll get Appo on Monday. I'll unlock him. I'm going to take him immediately to Relic 9, and then we'll do the event next week and highlight that. Jakasa knew I can fart and get her. Our big thing is some interesting things we did last night is these new datacrons. Now I went to these and started breaking these down. I had hell of a lot more that we had here, and we broke them down. But then when I went here to do these, I could only take it to 5. The materials we were getting back was not correlating to what we needed for this. So coming to that realization, and I'm doing what else? 3, our good set the count data keeper wanted me to do the Dad Bob Boba Fett one first. I'm like, sure, we're gonna do all of them. It doesn't really matter, so we'll do that one first. We're gonna do all 4 of them. I don't know about the Zalbar one. I'm still on the fence on the Zalbar one. The other 3 for sure, right? But the Zalbar one, I'm kind of like, do we really need it? I mean, he's got his armor card. I already have a, I mean, maybe we skip that one. Although the stats is pretty good. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. Because it would be nice to start working on the actual datacrons themselves. But my plan is for Conquest. The third Conquest of any Conquest that I do is always the Cache Conquest. I don't get the pack. I don't do anything. I just go in there. I get the Sector 4. And pretty much farm that until the last couple days. Then I go finish Sector 5. And then I'll buy all the impulse detectors out of there. So I get 15 impulse detectors. Maybe some single data. And just religiously farm the datacron mats, and we're going to need a lot of datacron mats. Cash will not be a problem It's going to be materials. Straight up going to be materials. Because just looking at the materials needed here is extraordinary. Look at this. Just unbelievable. So yeah, we got some work to do there, skewers, on these, and we'll get them up for you. Salad bar. I can go with salad bar. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream, Jedi Academy. We're here to answer any of your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions. I keep you guys abreast of what I'm doing on my account. You guys like to see everything on the new stuff and everything that I'm working on. Doing all the new stuff and everything and letting you guys see how it is. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Is Ranger getting slapped? Is he not getting slapped? You know, these kind of things. You know, it's funny, Saitama, my stepdad, his name was Alfredo Salazar. He was Hispanic. And he was a cop, and one of his cop buddies used to call him Alfredo Salad Bar. So when you just said that, it just reminded me of that. Yeah, it's so funny. Hey, Desi Jingle Schnurf Schnurf says, good morning, Desi Jingle Schnurf Schnurf. Oh, you slept well. I never heard of Datacrons, and Star Wars must be a new thing. Well, you have the Sith and the Jedi. That had Datacrons, but they were like, you know, like it was like knowledge thing. I don't know what they're doing, and what this is from the lore and what's going on in the game is two different things. Little bit different, but it is what it is. Desi says, I did get good sleep, and that's importante. I figured you needed some rest there, Desi Jingle Snarf Snarf. I figured yesterday you got off home from work and passed out. Alright. Gonna get some cash. Gonna buy some stuff. Gonna check my store. And it's awful. And it's good. All right. Let's see if our opponent's woken up and started beating my ass in JAC. Not yet. Might be a late sleeper. Yes. Daisy Jingle Snarf Snarf after a hard week working. Went home, got some good rest. Good food, good rest. Well deserved for Daisy Jingle Snarf Snarf. Yeah, keep your questions coming in. We're just hanging out, talking shop, talking Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, answering any of your questions. That's what the Jedi Academy is for. That's why it started a long time ago. But yeah, whatever questions you guys have. New teams, new anything, old teams, modding, whatever's on your mind. Rose Italiano, my 3 million second account, full clear to 7 million count with SLK and C on defense. Nice. He dropped the first battle against Trey and gave up. It's kind of a letdown, actually. That happens. I mean, sometimes I've had 1 or 2 battles, Frozen Italiano, where I am not in those circumstances, but where we've faced monster accounts where it's like, there's no chance in hell I'm winning. I mean, I had to be perfect. And then, like, I did a battle, it failed. We did another one, it failed. I'm like, okay, we're done. Because I already knew ahead of time, it's like, you know, I just cleaned the team, got my banners, like, congrats, man. You just have more stuff than I can overcome. Sometimes you just do that. And sometimes when if I had a 7 million count and got my ass kicked by you on a 3 million count, I'd give up too. I'd be like, I got better things to do. I'm going to go watch sports ball and drink. I get you. The main emphasis of the story is that you kick that ass, and I like that. Saitama says, he says, I'm guessing the Revenge of the Sith content doubles as 10th anniversary content. No, that'll be something different, Saitama. But we won't get that till November, so. But no. And during May and November, we get double drops and a whole bunch of free stuff and stuff that they do during that time. Did they give Wampa any friends? You know, things that would eat Ewoks. Well, I think Wampas would eat anything, as apparently shown in the movie. But no, sadly, no. Wampa is a solo. He's a creature of soloness. Yeah, so the Revenge of the Sith stuff should go through June. Let me, if I'm doing my math right, into June, and with all the characters, and then we'll have a legendary. We don't know what it's going to be yet for the Jedi coming in, some sort of character, right? Probably July, and then we're going to get into a new era episode. That'll lead us most likely, if things go in order, either another legendary of something else entirely, because we already got what we know for the raid, right? That's going to be what we're going to be working on for the next few months, and then the raid will launch, and then we'll be dealing with that, and then we'll have another character arc that we'll go through. I don't know if they're going to go right into a GL in the fall. They're going to save it for the winter time, like they did with Ahsoka. Like we got Balin and all that stuff leading into Ahsoka, into the Christmas holidays and stuff. Kind of seems like what they're doing right now, Saitama. So yeah, the Revenge of the Sith will go through June into a legendary, and also we have the raid coming. That'll all get tied up together through this era episode, and then we'll move on to something else. What that'll be, I have no earthly idea of what that's going to be, Saitama, but yeah. Well, let's count. How many raises have we had? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be number 7. 7th raid that they've put out. And I've always said too, like we knew the earliest that the raid would come in is July. However, I don't want them to rush the raid. I'd rather it be a little bit delayed and them get a good raid in with no bugs or as little bugs as possible, and have everything locked in before we get the raid. Because there's nothing worse as players as going into the raid and having all kinds of nonsense not working or broken, and we have enough on our plates already just getting the teams and farming and doing the stuff that we do, figuring out the teams, and not have the thing not working as it's supposed to be intended, so we can come up with strategies and teams and stuff. It's really frustrating. But yeah, this will be number 7. Yeah, lucky number 7. So, we shall see. Main focus is if you are focusing on it. So they have announced that the Bad Batch will be a team. The new clones will be a team. The Jedi Vanguard are going to be a team. Probably other Jedi will be a part of that team. I don't know what else will be announced for the raid. We've had some of the raid stuff announced, and that the new Bad Batch, the new clones, the new Jedi Vanguard and stuff will be used for the raid. But outside of that, we haven't got the other stuff. I would assume Jedi, so we'll see. Yeah, they didn't have any raids. The first raid didn't come until end of 2017, beginning of 2018, Saitama. So actually, no, it was 2017. So yeah. The Sad Batch. Yeah, they're actually a pain in the ass to deal with. I mean, the team on defense is not something you can take lightly. The new Bad Batch characters, the mercenary group, they're a pain in the ass. You better come correct on that team. They will terrorize your ass. They are not something you got to come correct against the Bad Batch, because you can't just you can't just go right after them. They're all in their stealth, and they go and take all these turns, and if they get loose, they will terrorize your ass. Now the older Bad Batch is very niche, but the new one is trust me, I've faced it a few times and stuff, but yeah. It'll definitely give you the vapors. That team is something else, man. Good morning, Timmy! Timmy. What's going on, buddy? Just doing Jedi Academy, just answering everybody's questions. But I digress. All right. So I got to do my Apple battle, get this done, get this. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is having a fine morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll be doing this stream, doing some Swiggle, and then tonight I'll be back and do some D&D. As we always do. Look at something up here real quick. Timmy says, just a Saturday morning of rest after a long work week at my new job. Congratulations on your new job. I hope it goes well. Well earned, Timmy. Just checking some messages. But yeah, you guys got my undivided attention. This is what we do in the Jedi Academy. Any questions you guys have, anything like that, feel free to get that in. But yeah, had some good conversations already on the raid and characters and everything. GAC was well, it was an RNG disaster last night, but it happens. I'm not. Will we win? Possibly. Should we win? No. So I'm just waiting for our opponent, who probably is sleeping in, and I don't blame him on a Saturday. Wake up, and then they're gonna put on a little bit of makeup. Why'd you leave the keys on the table? They wanted to. Go in there and just stomp my little gingerbread. So yeah, good morning, everybody. Hope you are getting some coffee. Maybe you're getting some afternoon tea. I don't know. Maybe it's evening and you're enjoying a nice beverage of a cocktail variety of some sort. Whatever it is, enjoy. And I will be with you during that time. Answering your questions about Swiggle. All that good. I didn't see what were the. I think the possible rewards for this new. I don't think it's attachment. That night era battle, assault battles. Yeah. But I will go Relic 9 and we will try and see how those play out. We will see what we can see. But get my shards today, get my shards tomorrow, get my shards on Monday, take him to 9, and then we'll be ready for him on the assault battles. Should have enough signal data. I've been farming signal data religiously. God knows I've been farming it religiously. So, yeah. Happy days. Yeah, but whatever's on your mind, questions, things of that nature, you are more than willing to ask. Anything you want to discuss. I am here for your pleasure. What is it on your mind? I'm here for you. Will answer your questions. Yeah, it is good. Yeah. It's kind of chill, just a chill Saturday, just sitting back, relaxing. Okay. Back in Discord. Okay. Noel says in Discord, let me look at this, that we definitely want to get on the new ones the level 3 for Zalbar. Because she sacrifices herself and then comes back. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, then I will do that. For shizzle, no. Good observation. So we might as well do the level 3 on that. I heard they can't be done at higher levels without all the clones. I don't know. I'm not sure. We know we're getting a Lord Vader, and we're getting it's Lord Vader and Apo. You're given the Lord Vader, so that's all I know about. Can we do a brief walkthrough of all the game modes they added since 2020? Oh, I wouldn't even be. What have they added since 2020? I know we got Conquest. I can't show that because Conquest is not here. That started for sure. The raids have been around, but the raids have changed in their structure and then how we go about doing it. The first couple of raids, like the pit, like these first couple raids, tank down the pit. The pit, tank down, and the Sith Triumvirate was pretty much a free-for-all on any team you had. There was no limitation on the teams, right? The raids was just, and you had all these different kind of combinations, but then again, we didn't have a lot of the same teams that we have now. Then we got into the Crate Dragon. That was the first time where specific teams and newer stuff was needed for the, and you had old stuff that was needed, but it was new stuff and old stuff, but you were limited on the amount of teams you could use in the raid, and then everything started changing with the rewards and everything like that, and it's been kind of the way since then. The mechanics of the raids have changed quite a bit too. These were different, like you had 4 tiers of the raid, and you would do each of the fights for each of your teams and stuff like that. And then these were just your high score of the team you went in. You had 5 attempts, so they changed this up with the Crate Drag raid. Conquest has been Conquest. I mean, other side, some of the packs changing, and then some of the feats and data discs changing. Conquest has still been kind of the same. So yeah. So that's some of the changes to the raids, and then that we also have the new TB. TB has still been TB. We've had Geonosis and Hoth, and now we have the new TB, but the new TB can be changed because it can add planets with the new stuff that you can use teams to get extra stars and gear and loot from. That's the only additional change that they've made to TB. GSC is still the same, except that we have Datacrons now. Datacrons drastically change everything. TW is still TW. So there's been some changes. They've added different assault battles and different other things into the game, but yeah. No, there's no more phases for the there's phases in the battle of the raid now. So like when you go in with your team to do the Naboo fight, right? You just basically fight it. You have 3 different opportunities per every 2 assault squads that you beat to get a buff, or you can do a debuff to the team, and then you're trying to beat the clock. You're trying to get the max score before they get into their bad juju and then kick and wipe you out. What else are you through? From what I saw, what's upcoming, as long as you have 1 Lord Vader clone that's now, you can do all the stuff that they'll do for those. They are waves now instead of phases. Yeah, they're waves instead of phases. So before, like you would fight like the tank takedown. You had phase 1, you killed it, then you went to phase 2, and same thing with the Sith. The Sith raid was the same. You went in there and you'd face Nihilus, and then you face Scion, and then you face Traya, right? So yeah. It is one long fight. Yeah, it's one long fight, and you do waves now instead of phases. It was the same in the Endor raid when we were on the speeder bikes doing that. So yeah, they've changed quite substantially, Ty Thomas, since then. Conquest is a new thing. The Conquest is just, if you have the right team, you get banners, and you can use the banners for this and that, and you get rewards, things of that nature. So it's pretty straightforward. It's Galactic War on crack, is basically, yeah. Yeah, guild and raid runs are individual now. You also get individual rewards for your damage overall, as well as what you help contribute to your guild. Good point, Desi Jingle Snurf Snurf. So you get rewards for your individual track, and you also get rewards for what the guild gets on its track as well. But yeah, just keep watching Side Tommy. You'll see me do all these events and stuff, and you'll see as I do with these stuff in the game. There's nothing available at this moment, or I just go do some fights for you and stuff, but there's nothing open right now. Galactic War is still Galactic War. And one thing they have added into the game since then, there's a lot more simming going on in the game for a lot of this stuff. If you've beaten something like Galactic War a certain amount of times, assault battle, things of that nature, you can now just sim it instead of having to fight it all the time. When I go to Galactic War, I just go in and restart, hit multi-sim, get the rewards automatically. I don't have to do the fights anymore. Yeah, Dizzy says, and then there's the season stuff that's new. Yeah, that's new. Yeah, it's they've added some stuff. TW's still the same. It's now we have to deal with Datacrons, and now there's Omicrons as well that change the dynamics of teams in certain game modes, whether it's JC, TW, TB, or the raid. So yeah, quite a few things have changed since then. Yeah, there's something we've been asking for as a quality of life thing for a long time, is to be able to sim a lot of this stuff, and they've listened and have really started letting us sim. Like when you get these assault battles like this one right here, like the Force Moon, before you had to, every time it came out, you had to go in and do all the fights again. It's obnoxious. And took a lot of time. Now we can just sim it and get the rewards. As long as you've beaten it, it's 3 stars, then you can sim it. And you don't have to do the fights, especially if you've done them repeatedly over and over in the past. So that's kind of the concept behind it. Hey, BFT coming in. Hello, BFT.
Red 6 standing by. Red 5.
Oh, we are getting raided.
Red button standing by. Red Fox standing by.
That's
Big Red
right.
Standing by. Red October standing
That's
by.
right. That's right. Thank you, BFT. Hope you had a good morning, my friend. Hold on, I'm having a boo-boo moment with OBS. Okay, that was random Satan. Are we back? Hold on. I mean, it says we're back, but that doesn't mean anything. All right, minor hiccup there, folks. We're still here. Still here. OBS just had a momentary brain lapse. No, we're still here. We're still here. We are still flying half a ship. Yeah, we're steady now. We should still be back. Yeah, we're still here. We are still here. Just had a momentary hiccup. All right, so recap last night for GAC. Really strange. Ahsoka, we went in with Balin team. Now, is this Ahsoka without Ezra and had Baze on there? Now, I went in there with Balin like I normally do with the Kron and everything. We've been stomping this thing. And it was going very well. We took out these 4 guys, no problem. Then she got really angry and just wiped the hell out of my team. I just had to watch it unfold. And we had her close to death a couple times and did not finish her. It was really rough. We did Bane versus Queen Amidala the first time in a long time. Bane failed. It was crazy. We even took out Echo on his first swipe. And I was like, hey, this is going well. And then they got angry. And I didn't really want to use anything big because I didn't know what he had in the back. So we just kind of nickel and dimed that team to death. Because I was like, okay, we got to save some big stuff. Because I knew what he had in the north. Now, what's interesting in the north is 2 things that happen here. On Afra, went in there with CLS, destroyed it. Got stuck on IG of everybody with the DI bug. Could not finish him off because we couldn't get him out of DI. Then I went in there against Starkiller against the Resistance team. Now, I still thought it was going to do well, but that 25% turn meter, they got the jump and just obliterated. So that was interesting to see. So those teams kind of cost. I cleared the back and everything, and then yeah, it was really strange. Those fights. I mean, it happens, you know. It was Balin and Bane. I was just sitting there going, okay, what's happening? You know, so it cost us banners. I mean, I expect our opponent to go in and clear and get the victory. So you never know. We've got a really stout defense too, but sweet mother of God. There's some bad RNG. It was really strange too. You know, it was really odd. The Ahsoka fight, just I can't explain that one. The Bane one happens, you know, once in a while. But I thought we had it when we took out Echo. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, like the Dr. Afro fight getting to the DI turn meter loop was horrid. You know, it's just, it happens. Sometimes you just have, you know, BFT just have those JCs where the RNG is just not with you. It's just not. And we ran into that. I was due for some bad RNG. We've been, now our defense has been doing extremely well. So I do think we'll get some holds. But good opponent. I would be shocked if we won this round. Is it possible? Sure, but probably gonna take an L here, dropping that many fights. And we didn't use anything different than we had before. We weren't facing anything we hadn't faced before. It's just the way it worked out. That Ahsoka fight, I cannot tell you. I was like, oh, we kicking that ass. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. She's not dying. Oh, she's getting angry. And then she just started pummeling us, man. It was unbelievable. I was like, now why did my Ahsoka do that? You know? What is this happening? But yeah, it was interesting. But we got some good information out of it for our last round. So then outside of that, we're just getting ready for these new datacrons. My God, these are going to be pricey. We get all these up. We're going to take Zalbar to level 3, and then we'll start working on the new ones. We'll have the Apocron too, so we'll have to take that. We'll have that one on Monday when I finish Apo. We're going to take him to Relic 9. I'm going to get all the new characters to 9 and do all the new stuff for everyone. We have the Relic 8 and 9 materials and stuff. I just have to keep working hard on signal data. Work on that signal data. Yeah, that'll be our little runs. But outside of that, just enjoying our Swuggo morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thanks for the raid, BFT. Make sure you guys, skewers, are following him. We always encourage everybody to follow the other great content creators out there because they work their ass off. Feel free to sub and donate and do all that fun stuff for them. Just watching their channel makes a big difference. I'm going to check this MLB standings. How are the Braves doing? Let's just take a look, shall we? I know sports ball, but I'm curious. All right, National League. Braves are not doing well. That is shocking as good as that team is. Really? Wow. Yeah, rules. Of course, Padres are 11-3 and doing great, but the NL West is a madhouse between the Giants and the Dodgers. Good God, that's going to be a bloodbath in that division. Okay. Not sure what's going on with the old Braves there. That's shocking to see them that, but I haven't been really. I don't track them, but I'll look at the standings sometimes to see the Braves 3-10 is shocking. Desi Jingle Snarks up with a question. Well, I'm here for your pleasure. Says, I'm looking at your GLD modding. Is there a particular health protection minimum you're trying to hit? And your stats I should be looking for? Yeah, I mean, for me, someone asked me this the other day. It's just about timing out and being beefy. The thresholds I kind of looked at was over 100,000 protection, 200,000 health. Especially health. I just think especially TW, people have a ridiculous amount of hard time with my Sokatana team. She's just so beefy. I don't care that. I mean, if you can get away with a speed set with those kind of stats, sure, go for it. Easier said than done, right? But I wanted the extra health stats. I want defense set. And yeah, we didn't hit some of these mods, I'm sure, but it's got what I need. Lots of health, lots of protection. I just think it gives people bloody nightmares when they're facing my Ahsoka because they can't kill her. You know, she's constantly getting her health protection back. And when we've gotten holes, especially in TW, it's just like, I can't kill your Ahsoka. It's ridiculous. So there's 2 shots on her. But don't get me wrong, people have one-shot her. You know, I mean, Leia eventually will, you know, can take her out, and things of that nature. So it's not, you know, it's just, I want to make things as difficult as possible. And having her as beefy and stuff as possible makes a big difference. So that's kind of my thought process on it, you know, Desi. And it seems to be working. So yeah. Hey, Sue! Did I miss your question? What's going on? Since I think you missed some questions. Sorry, we had an internet interruption. I could have. Let me refresh. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about that, Jesus. Sorry, we had a little bit of a fart. And missed your question. And that's good that you get me honest there. Question. Mark 6 Interceptor applies days on your ships. I think they fixed this when using Leviathan, but it keeps happening with my executor counter. Is CG aware of this? Thanks. I don't know if CG's aware of that. No, you can go tenacity or whatever, Desi. Yeah, it doesn't have to be defense. I just wanted her. I had a certain armor threshold I wanted to get with her as well. What did we get her armor at for defense? Yeah, I was trying to push this as close to physical survivability to as close to 80 as I can get it. I got close. I still got a little work to do there, but yeah. But you don't have to, Desi. You have some room to work on that. Ships is a disaster right now. Let's just be real. It's totally RNG. It has nothing to do with anything. If you get the right RNG, great for you. You're going to win. If you get any horrible RNG, like we did last night, doing a punishing one counter, even though I have a relic 9 punishing one, somehow they went first and it was all over. You know, so it's coin flips. I mean, the Leviathan mirror is fine, but you know, yeah, you can get RNG in ships now that it's, especially with it's the punishing one that has caused the most heartache and stuff. But there's some stuff going on with ships. I can't tell you anything about ships, man, because I don't know what the hell they're doing with ships at CG. I don't understand their philosophy or reasoning behind some of the moves that they've done with ships. I don't. And so, you know, are there bugs? Sure. You know, like the ships are tilted right now. I don't even know what the hell that's about. Is CG aware? Probably. Is there a fix coming anytime soon? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea, man. It's just one of those head scratching things where I'm just like, I don't understand. It's like, I don't get this. Why is this happening? But yeah, I've noticed with Leviathan counters, it can get really ugly against punishing one counters. It's really, and vice versa. Some strange shit happens with ships, man. And stuff happens in ships, like RNG wise, and I'm just like, that shouldn't be a thing. Things happen and I just can't explain it. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you there, Jesus. I don't. I can't put my finger on what the hell is with ships. I don't have good answers because I haven't been given good answers. Like, we'll see something happen and we'll know something's going. We'll report it to CG, and then some bugs are easier identified and fixed faster than others. But there's all kinds of stuff that's happening in ships. I'm just like, that shouldn't be a thing, you know. So all we can do is just deal with the hand we're dealt with and just make the most of it right now, especially with Fleet. Evil. It's a rough patch. The ships right now. Like, I'll be honest, when I'm doing GAC, I really enjoy the ground pound of GAC. But when it comes to the ships, I just cringe, man, because I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, good, our opponent's attacking. Good for him. Took out our Ahsoka, got 64 on it. Well, he did better against my Ahsoka than I did against his. Is CG under demand? I have no idea. They seem to have multiple problems with product quality and fixing their game. I find it astonishing as the game is so successful after all. Well, they do a lot of good stuff, and a lot of stuff works really well. But when stuff goes bad, it can be really bad. I have no idea on their manpower and what they do. I don't know anything about their testing. I know they do it, and product stuff, but I don't know anything of how that process works or how much they do of it. So I don't know. What is the worst game mode in the game and why is it flates? Okay, you already answered your question. Yeah, quality assurance does seem to be a low priority. They seem like they rush. It's really strange. I feel like they rush stuff sometimes. Like they have a hard deadline, and come hell or high water, they're going to meet that mark. Instead of taking a step back, say, let's push this out a couple of weeks and make sure it's good. It just seems like the date is more important than the actual product in certain circumstances. Like Leviathan, for instance. Leviathan was a complete disaster. Right? So that's what it seems like to me. And I think the quality gets overlooked because just getting the thing out there is more important than the quality of the product. And I don't understand that. I'd rather, if they said, like, let's say, for instance, Leviathan, hey, we're pushing this back a couple weeks because we found some issues and bugs and we want to make sure that it's working. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. And those that would complain, why? I've said this for a long time. I wish CG would just, I don't want them to feel the crunch. They have to just they need to put content out, but you can delay it a couple weeks. We'll be fine. Maybe a little bored, but I'd rather them put out good quality, gaming stuff for us than rush and just meet a deadline. If you can do both, if you can have good quality and meet the deadline, that's the ideal goal. I would be fine with that. But if it's an issue and you're seeing issues, don't rush. Take your time. I'd rather you get it right than rush and get some of it wrong. Yeah, we used to catch a lot of those bugs back in the day. They're what else through when I was part of the beta program. So yeah. Yeah, I remember back in the day, Which is same, I loved Star Wars The Old Republic. God, we even went back. It's funny, Frozen Italiana, we went back, it's a couple years back ago. Me, Karth, Ram, we all went back and played it again, right? Just because it would have been a lot of fun. But not only were some of the same bugs in the game, some other ones had come out that were even worse, and it just drove us nuts. It's just... And don't get me wrong, I love the Old Republic game. God, it was so much fun. But it does drive people away. It's like if shit's broken and it's broken on launch and it's not fixed and blah, 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 like you just said, it will drive people away. Why play a broken game when there's other stuff out there that you can play that's not broken? Maybe you don't enjoy it as much, but I mean, you can say what you want, for instance, like Marvel Rivals. Whether you like it or not is immaterial. It is a well-designed, well-put-together game. Yeah, there's balancing stuff, but they're pretty quick on that balancing stuff. That is a very well-put-together game. And I played it, and I gotta admit, it's a well-polished, well-designed, fun game. So I just wish we would get more of that kind of quality, as you said, quality assurance from Capital Games. A lot of stuff that CG puts out is good. No problems. It comes in, but the major stuff, it just seems like There's always something wrong with it, or they'll do something and it breaks something else. And I don't know if that has to do with the original spaghetti code of the game that's really messing with them. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, it really is a shame because I mean we did everything. I mean I did all the arcs in that game, light side and dark side, did all the new expansions, and it just became rough. You know what I'm saying, Frozen Italiano? And I remember one of the devs, he would do a thing and people would keep bringing the stuff up and stuff he said, yeah, we're working on it, but it never seemed to get fixed until, like you said, much later. I'm like, how does a company that's Star Wars property take that long to fix things? I was just shocked, especially from BioWare, because BioWare is really a really good company. And I was floored. I mean, for the most part, I mean, and it wasn't like major bugs, right? The thing that would happen in Star Wars: The Old Republic is that there would be bugs here and there on planets or part of your story arc that would just be infuriating, especially when you're trying to accomplish something, move on to the next planet and the next part of the story, and then there's something that would happen and you couldn't finish a quest and you're just like, for Christ's sakes. A lot of the rating was bugged initially, really not good. Yeah, there was stuff in that game that just was infuriating. And we've been doing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, which is in the same ilk and same vein as Star Wars: The Old Republic. Not as big, it's not PvP, but I mean, PvE side is exactly the same, right? In the same kind of ilk. And we've found very few bugs in the game. Once in a while you get a little bug here and there and something, but it's reload the game, start from that point, and then it's corrected itself. But you couldn't do that in the Old Republic. Sometimes you get stuck and you're like, oh, for God's sake. And it was more prevalent when we went back the second time around with Karth and Ram and everybody. We were playing this and we're just like, no. So it's a shame. I really love the Old Republic. Played the shit out of it, It is just one of those things that happens. I would love another Star Wars some Star Wars game to come out that just, I could really sink my teeth into, but there hasn't really been many. And under development right now, I mean, it's not looking good. Yeah, it's still the same shit. We ran into that. What else we need through? We ran into that thing on, I think it was Corellia. We were doing one of the missions. I'm like, is this still a bug that happens? I was laughing with Ram and Karth because we were talking about it on the stream when it happened. Like, no. It was one of those, yeah, it was just one of those things, because the vast majority of the game you would play and you'd be fine. But there would be these bugs that would happen in each of the story arcs or certain planets and stuff that you would get to and you get stuck and you're like, what the fuck? You have to reboot, reload, go back from a different save and start again, and hopefully it was fixed. It was infuriating. I love the Old Republic. I thought the story arcs for all of them were really good. The Sith Warrior, the Sith Sorcerer, the Republic Special Commando, the Smuggler. All of it was fantastic. Yeah. So, oh man, actually, Cobra, what's going on, you big pimp? Says, still looks the same, huh? Oh, I don't. What, you talk about the Old Republic? Yeah, it still does. You're talking about this game. There have been some changes. You changes there, Cobra. We just talked about the changes here. What's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you around a while. Well, the layout is, but there's more stuff here on the screen that they've added. You know, the home screen hasn't changed, but like if you go right or left and then other areas, there's more stuff that's been added. Oh, I need to get a Zeta. New stuff been added. I just put at the table, like if you go to Galactic Battles here, just instead of, there's also Conquest now, and then some additional mod and some other things here. You see there now, guilds. Some of it's the same, some of it's been added. I am doing fantastic, my friend. How have you been, man? Haven't seen you around in a while. Cobra! What's new in your life, Cobra? Yes, lots of new characters and things and stuff, and you know. Cobra is one of the OG skewers. Yeah, enjoy as much nostalgia as you like, my friend. Glad to have you here on a Swatterday. Good to have you there, man. Hope everything's been... Finn, the crew's all good. I recently spoke to Loki, who's actually doing very, very well. Spoke to him the other day. He's doing good. Grande's doing Grande things. McVenum's still doing McVenum things. They're all doing good. When do you need to create an EA account to log in? If you're going to be using the PC client version for sure, Saitama, or do stuff in the store, is when you have to create an EA account. Pretty sure that's when you have to do it. And then Finn recently had a baby. So yeah, we have a little tiny Finn running around the world. We got our first little Kiki. And so yeah. Finn is a daddy. He's Papa Finn now. So he's been dealing with that. We did our recent MegaCon stuff, you know. I know. He has reproduced Chrome Cobra. Thank God she looks like her mother. Yeah, I think that you can play the game like you can do stuff on your phone, like the phone app, and not have an EA account. There is the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes store website that you can get daily logins for just logging in, and you get like, you know, your calendars and stuff like that, right? I believe. But if you want to use the PC client, you definitely have to have an EA account. You have to log in through the EA app to do Star Wars Galaxy Heroes on there. But yeah, if you want to see pictures, come cover. We just did our 2026 MegaCon or 2025, and we're getting ready for 2026. Got a lot of cool pictures in there and stuff from this year's MegaCon. We had 100,000 raised for the ACS alone. There's a Finn Juniorette. It's a little baby girl. What else? You get more stuff and you get discounts using the EA store and PC client. You do. Yeah, we're getting ready for 2026. But yeah, this pass in 2025. But that's the channel because we're getting ready for 2026. You know, we're constantly doing stuff. I mean, the vast majority of what I do here is, you know, raise money for stuff. So yeah, that's all right. You didn't know, Saitama, and I didn't clarify, so that's on me, not you. I just said baby. But yeah, you can see me in my Beskar costume. We use that. I've done we've done a lot of parades in the Beskar armor, raising money for the ACS. Full kitted out Beskar Mando suits, pretty cool. What else have we raising money, you know, all the charity stuff we do. So yeah. Outside of that, yeah. Outside of that, Cobra, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else. Lots of new stuff in the game, new characters, new things. A lot of stuff has changed, but still a Resource management. Resource management game. Although the prices have come down significantly. You'll be happy to hear that, because back in the day, you know this, Comb Crubber, we would spend between $300 to $500 on a new character. Now it is greatly reduced. So, still costs money, don't get me wrong, but nowhere what it used to. Zetas are not even the new thing. They're still an issue, but they're not the new thing. Omicrons are the new thing. Who hasn't had their own? Yeah, these things here. And they can be specifically for your team to change team dynamics in both JCTW, TV, race, things of that nature. Oh, Saitama by leaps and bounds. I'll give you an example. So we just got Apple, right? I spent back in the day to get a new character, unless you got an incredible pool. Most of the time, you needed 3 volts to get the new character, and it would run. That's about $300, right? Right there. That's not including gear or anything else. That's just the to get the character to 7-star. Yeah. But now, like with the episode and Air Pass, you get the $30. Like I got the $30 pack, and then we spent the 13,000 crystals to get him basically to 6 stars. So that's $130 versus what Cobra said, between 3 and 5. Yeah, easy. Yeah, you get lucky on the shard drop. I'm happy to report Chrome Cobra. I still only get 5s and 7s. So yeah. And they've done these new things with Lightspeed bundles, Comb Cobra, where, we had to farm all the stuff for all of the for the GLs and things when they first came out. And for us OG players, we still do, because we're on the front line, right? But they have Lightspeed bundles that come in behind, and a year later they'll do a Lightspeed bundle. Like they just did one for the OG Bad Batch, so you can get Lord Schmader. And you can spend $20 on average and get a ton of characters, Relic 5 automatically. You don't get the Zetas or the mods or anything, but you get the characters automatically to Relic 5. Some are $9.99, some are $19.99, so it fluctuates between those prices. But yeah, you end up with a whole team. You can, instead of farming those characters, now you can just buy them for that price and have them all Relic 5. Yeah, I saved 60k crystals for OG Rev, and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, it's just the drop rate, the amount of crystals, the amount of money. I mean, yeah. So, but with the new, it's significantly lowered the price and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, we've had a few GLs since then. Comb Cobra, I'll put the GLs in there now. We have, plus they have lifters. So each of these characters have lifters. Ahsoka Tano's now in the game. Leia is in the game now. General Leia Organa. Jabba the Hutt. He's a galactic legend. Female. So Jedi Master Kenobi. Hello there. And then Lord Schmidt. No, I'm mad I quit. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people coming back because the price point has dropped down, and it's easier to get caught up, especially if you have an older account. You just need to pick up where you left off, and Urs came back, and other people came back for that reason, right? Yeah, that goal is well gone and forgotten about, Comb Cobra. We have a new TB, and it is extraordinary. Totally different TB than... It is not your father's Oldsmobile there, Comb Cobra, on the TB. TW is still the same. That's the one thing out of everything that stayed the same. Yeah, a lot of people that have come back said it's just easier to get caught up. I mean, just picking up where you left off, farming where you left off, and then, getting those Lightspeed bundles and stuff just get you automatically squared away. So, yeah. Yeah, Reaver shards are a little. That's right, Bird says, but it's a bit demotivating that almost all units first in game can be straight up bought. I don't think so. This has always been a pay to play game. I mean, pay to play players have always, not only do they fund the game, but they always have the advantage. So, but I don't have a problem with that. Actually, I'm actually glad they can be bought. You don't have to. You can still free to play them as right, Bird. But if for you guys to not have to go through the farming headaches that we went through with these characters, you know, you talk about like Lord Vader and the Bad Batch. Like Desi, for example, would not get Bad Batch, did not have Lord Vader on her team. She's almost 13 million GP, because she didn't want to farm 2,000 Chirotechs to get the Bad Batch. Here comes the pack, $20. You bet your ass you got that. Yeah, I'm horrified at the amount of money we spent in this game. Yeah, it's always been that way. It's just cheaper now, and I like that it gives you guys a chance that can afford it or want to go that route to make purchases, small purchases that get you caught up a little bit. I want you guys to get more into the end game stuff. I don't want you to be cock block in certain things where you can't use certain teams and conquests or these other game modes because farming is a slow, painful process. They can, but I mean, the other thing too, though, is for everybody that has those, the thing I just mentioned, they don't have the mods or the Zetas or anything to make those teams work. You know, so that's the other issue is that, yeah, you can get those accounts, but what these newer accounts you're getting is those, sure, but then they don't have the team working, and then you go in there and beat it with gas. You know, so yeah, there's, yeah. Yeah, Frozen Italiano just beat the crap out of a 7 million count like that because he's more folks 3 million free to play and just beat a 7 million. You will. Eventually you'll get to where you are. You just stay in your lane as right bird and stay your course. Yeah. Hey, Depressed Wampus. This happy Saturday Skiers and Delicious J. If we run into you in person, do we call you Ranger or Delicious? Call me whatever you want. Hey, Ready Freddy. What's going on? But the newer characters, like getting the Lightspeed bundles for the older stuff, I'm happy for. The new characters are still pricey. I mean, if you don't have the crystals like I do have coming in because of fleet and everything that I've got locked in, I mean, it's $130 to $150 for a new character. You don't have any crystals or anything for it, you know. So it's still pricey. That's a chunk of change in my book. That is nowhere near the 350. Like, I'm going to tell you, man, back in the day, man, you spent a fortune. Well, yeah, but Chromium level's all over the place. You're gonna run into all kinds of stuff at that level, as right, Bird. Just don't call me late for dinner. Well said, my friend. But yeah, again, there's been a lot of positive changes. The bugs are still a big issue in this game, Chrome Cobra. God almighty, are they ever. It seems like they've been doing some rushing of stuff lately, and it's been really bad. So yeah, there's still some issues with the game. But there's been a lot of positives and quality of life. You know, back in the day, like, you remember these Chrome Cobra, the assault battles? We had to fight these over and over, you know, each battle to get the rewards. Now we have sims on everything. We can sim everything, and it's really nice. Yeah, it's like you again after doing this game since day one and seeing how farming has evolved and stuff. I think farming's gotten easier. By leaps and bounds. I could say farming's gotten easier, but that doesn't mean it's still not a pain in the ass. Especially for characters. Mainly on fleet nodes. Hard nodes and fleet nodes still are horrible to have to deal with. Cantina, yeah, but Freddie says, do you think it's possible to beat this guy if I only had Leia and GML and he seems to put all his GLs on defense? Well, I don't know. Did he put all his GLs on defense? So he put all 3 down, or all 4 down. So he has Jedi Master Kenobi, Luke, Rey, and Sith Eternal, right? Do you have your GLs, Freddy, or did you put them on defense? My opponent's kicking my ass right now. Oh yeah, no way. Barney Martin Miracle. You already one shot the front. Barring some craziness. I'm gonna take my loss like a man. This is next round. So if he puts all his GLs on defense, Freddy, you have, what did you say you have? You have Leia and Janet Luke. All right, so let's talk about what he could do. If he puts all 4 on defense, you could do a thing. If he's gonna put all 4 of his GLs on defense, so what you could try to do is put like your... He wouldn't have anything for Leia. You could put Leia in the south, keep your JML for offense, and then just try to focus on block him in the south and try to beat him in the north. You know what I'm saying? So use that against him. Yeah, so you could do it to where block him in the south, he can clear your north, and if you have him on ships, then put your ships down, and so he can only clear 1 zone, and then you just go for either his weakest path, either north or south, whichever is easier for you to go for. So use that against him. And it's possible. I think you could do it. Yeah, those days are over too, Comb Cobra. You could put you could put that on defense, right? Keep the rest of your good ships. Put some chromie ships besides the executor, right? Leave north as weakness, so he goes there. Block him with a Leia down south. Keep your JML for offense, and then go for one of the zones. You know what I'm saying? So, or you could just put that. Yeah, he could still clear. I think that's your best bet. That's a strategy that I would go with. That would be, I'd funnel him north, get him stuck on ships, get him stuck in your south, and then try to clear either north or south and get the victory that way. Does that make sense, Freddie? There is strategy with this. I actually done stuff like this. I look at people like, and they're like, you don't, you're like, I got a full clear to win. No, not necessarily. There is strategy to this, you know, especially people with tendencies to do those kind of things. Yeah, give that a shot. I'm not going to say it's going to guarantee you a win, or he could change things up. He could do all kinds of stuff. But if that's the trend and that's what you're facing, and if I was facing it, Freddy, that's what I would do. Block him in the south, block him on ships, let him just clear the north if he can, right? And then go for his 1 zone. Yeah, the ratings changed drastically, Comb Cobra. So yeah, give that a shot, Freddy. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, you know, he has 4 to 2 GLs, you know. But if you can keep JML, and JML can take on a lot of that stuff that he has, even JMK. So that gives you an opportunity. I think you might have a chance there, Freddy. And as long as you have a chance, that's all that matters, right? Yeah, the RNG bit us in the ass last night on GAC, so I'm just waiting for my opponent just to stomp me and clear me, and mean, our defense has been getting stuff. Yeah, he's clearing the south. So yeah.
By Creed.
Man, my gack was painful as hell.
Hey, Papa Chulo. Oh yeah, what happened there, Papa
But I
Chulo?
do not walk
Well,
the
let's get
way.
through the armor stuff. You have to be
You bathe in the
reindoctrinated.
waters.
Yes, Papa Chulo used, and he used soap their armor. I don't know if
Have
you
you
know this about
removed your
Papa Chulo. He
helmet
uses
since?
the
No,
Axe body
I have
wash.
not. Then you
Or maybe
may
Dove, I
join
don't know.
our covert.
Thanks for letting him
Live
back
as
in.
your ancestors once
Yeah, we
did.
got it, armor. Thank you.
You may leave anytime.
Thank you,
please.
armor. Thank you for the 9 months, Papa Chulo. Appreciate it. Thank you for the gift sub to Ace is the place the competent helps. So our plan worked, but Sonicron fell hard and led to almost not being able to clear his zone. Ew. So are you going to win or are you going to lose? How's it working out right now? How's it looking there, Papa Chulo? Oh, good, good. Yeah, we had a disaster RNG session last night, so... Are you still fighting this? Yeah. I know what he's probably using. He cleared already. Right team is using the right team, should be fine. We'll have to check the thing, Star Wars nerd, but it should be okay. They're not unbeatable. Yes, Sith Empire, he could easily beat your mothers and Ray. There are a few counters depending. He had Leia or some other stuff that could get through it, so we'd have to go back and look at the tape. Chris is watching us at work. Fantastic. This kind of dedication I lack. Yeah. 65. Took a minute, but I knew he was good. I knew he could do it. We're going to lose. Barring something strange happening in the north. We have been getting holds with our teams in the north, but barring something unusual. Well, let's see what he used. Maybe he used Ufus and beat it. He could use Ufus. No Sir Junda. Star Killer? It is possible, although unlikely that he used Star Killer. Unless he used, like, JMK on it. That's a rough fight, but possible. Right? I don't know. Well, most times, I don't know if you know this, Papi Chulo, I use things against GLs that are not GLs. Yeah, but I mean, we used counters last night. Now, last night it was strange. Again, I'll recap this. We've been using, anytime there's any Ahsoka on here, without Ezra, we've been using Balin. And if not, then we've used Balin somewhere else on a GL. So yeah. Well, hopefully it gets you the win. It doesn't beat it consistently, Star Wars nerd, but it can work. I don't know. I don't have good answers. I have no clue. No idea. What the hell he used then. Again, we have to wait for the report to see. Or you can just message him and say, "What'd you use, brother? A good fight, what'd you use?" Do we have a boo-boo? Oh, right. And this guy just meticulously... He's getting good. Well, maybe he used something. He took out Ray, but he's stuck on your Jabba. Take the solace in knowing that whatever he used effed him on Jabba. So, you know, good. And if Jabba already has 3 battles, you know, I don't think he's taking out Jabba. That team. Interesting. Interesting. Your GAC opponent has dropped 5 battles to my JMK. It happens. It's so weird. Like, there's just times in GSC, you know, you just never know. Sometimes things happen with the team on a hold or holds, and you're like, how the hell did they clear that? Or how the hell did that hold so many times? You know, you just never know with how things are going to work out. And then you go back and check it afterwards. You're like, oh, snap. So, yeah. Yeah, we had some crazy RNG last night, Chrome Cobra. It was just one of those things where I just had really bad RNG last night. Just things that happened, and I was just like, damn, it is just not my round. Which I deserve. I've been kicking ass for a while now, and you know, I was owed a loss here, so barring a modern miracle, I'll be shocked if we get the victory here. Yeah, possibly Green BKL. So it just comes to, sometimes it comes down to what you place on defense, what they have available for offense, and then, you know, what happens in those fights. And if there's something goes crazy, like with RNG or it's just something, right, and it goes bad, then you're scrambling because you had a game plan of like what you were going to use. But a lot of times people don't think what they wanted to use after the fact, right? Or they panic and then they'll use something, they'll drop a battle and then they'll go heavy on something like, oh my God, and then not thinking it through, and then, you know, then it screws them on something else. So yeah. Well, you've got a busy day there, Papa Chulo. He says, I have stuff to do, Raid. I don't want to. I don't blame you. And you have to leave and work for 15 minutes. Well, then you got to do your work. Yeah, the Zalor battle, if you got the right team, is a pretty easy battle. Relic 9 bad. Well, those things happen. He is clearing the shiznizzle out of me. Goodness gracious. I expected it for what he had on defense. I mean, his defense was not anything we hadn't seen. We just had crazy RNG. I've never, as I said, Balin versus Ahsoka, we wiped out all 4 of them, and then Ahsoka got pissed off, you know, and then Queen Amidala Bane, that didn't go the way we wanted to. So, you know, again, it's just one of those things where these battles went sideways, you know, turn meter loop here. It happens. So, yeah, we'll take our loss. Yeah, you can start getting the lower levels. You can face all kinds of crazy shit those levels, because you got people that with bigger accounts that are dropping that just don't give a shit about JC, and they just put stuff down that gives people the heartburn. Or you have people like we just mentioned, you know, you're 3 million versus 7 million. They've got GLs, but they have nothing on the GLs. They don't have any Zetas or anything like that, and you're just like, It is the wild, wild west at those levels. The wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. So on Monday, I will be reporting Barney Miracle, our loss in JC. But it happens, you know, and you know, all you can do is just dust yourself off, pick yourself up, move on to the next fight. You know, you can't get hung up on it. Learn from it. Learn, see if it if it was just bad RNG and stuff. Sometimes you're just like, okay, well, could I have played this differently and stuff. Do I need to use a different kind of cron? You know, you start thinking about stuff for future battles. And yeah, and it happens. I mean, I might. That was interesting, but I don't. I have that on team on defense, and I don't have the right cron for that. I would think. I need to do some more research on that one, just because I see it once. I need to see the overall stuff on that Star Wars node. Squadron, I can give a shit. Look, I'm not going to face, you know. I'll fart around with it a little bit, but I mean, it's Monday's our last JAC, so. But for future, moving forward, possibly, yeah. We'll yeah, but I don't want to pop a Chulo. I hate Squad Arena. I'll look at the data. I'll get with our good friend What Else in 3 and say, what are you seeing on this? And that'll give me a better idea. Yeah, it's something we got to keep our minds on of if they have that 25% turn meter. And it's not that they have the 25% turn meter, it's just who they went after first. And they stunned Mary Jade. And, you know, so not having her take a turn right after that really kind of screwed us there. Because once she was stunned, I was like, uh-oh. They do in Squad Arena in a sense. You can do a little bit of sandbox mode, but I mean, it's still Squad Arena. You don't get crystals or anything for it. So it's sort of kind of that way, but not an official sandbox Chrome Cobra. No, they still never have done that. It'd be nice, man. Because I'd rather swallow paint than have to deal with sandbox we have. I'd love to have it, so. Oh, well, I'm sure it does, but I need to get more information. I'm sure, and you can. I've seen teams. People send me stuff all the time saying this will do, look at this. I'm like, okay, that's one example. I need the data on it to see what the data shows. Is it, how consistent is it? Do we have an Ahsoka.gg? What is the data saying on that team? And then there's different variations, right? Different crons. There's a lot of factors that go into that. So I just, you know, we'll get with somebody like Whittle 73 or one of the homies and say, all right, what are you seeing on this? And they'll give me the data, and I can draw a comparison then, because if I can see it's a consistent high, and I mean high battle, high consistent thing, then yeah, then I will use it for sure. Now I'm always open, as you guys know, to being a guinea pig and GAC and stuff, and you guys will make a suggestion on something like Imperial Troopers, like Ali did with the Knights, the Great Mothers, and that was a wonderful surprise. It was a great surprise. Be able to use that. Now we have the modding and the correct characters, relic and stuff to make that happen, but it was a nice little surprise. I don't mind trying it out in JC, but I had good support on that to run that. My God, in Conquest coming up, we are going to be up to our asses and elbows getting these suckers. Ooh, they're going to be pricey. Yeah, it happens there, Kimmy baby. You know, it happens. Your old account is toast. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you can get it back, get it with EA if you want to get it back, Saitama. Sure, you could do it. All right, final call for questions and stuff. Tax is doing, Tassinix is doing some swaggle. We'll go raid Tassie. Port Jester Swaggle. We always love Tassinix. Show him some love over there. this testing. This, if you just go live for some VC. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go raid Task. He might be on YouTube. I think he's doing dual streams right now. I have no way to raid on YouTube, so I'm gonna get everybody over to our good friend, the Court Jester Tassinix. Thank you for joining me on the Jedi Academy this morning. Hit the thumbs up, all that stuff. We'll be back tonight for some Dungeons and Dragons. All right, join the raid. Make sure you show hi to Tassinix. Show him some love. He's a good dude. Knows his GAC and stuff. Enjoy that. Love you guys. We'll be back for some D&D. If not, everyone have a wonderful weekend. And if you need me for anything, hit me up in Discord at any time. Love you guys. Be safe, and we will talk to you later. Peace out.
To him about it. So if it makes sense and it's not too much work for, for what we actually get from it, he may well consider it.